If you have one of these in your driveway, a 2012 to 2016 Ford Focus, you have probably been told you need a brand new transmission, a repair bill that hits you for $4,000. Stop. Do not pay that bill. You've been lied to. I bought this car knowing its notorious shuddering problem, and after talking to 3 different mechanics, I figured out the industry secret. This awful, dangerous feeling jerkiness is usually caused by a single, cheap $100 part, and you can confirm it right now from your own garage. This isn't just about saving money, this is about keeping a great car on the road without the crippling repair debt. I'm going to show you exactly how to instantly tell the difference between the minor fix and the major disaster, so you can walk into the shop knowing more than your mechanic. Let's get right into what they don't want you to find out. This is the Focus, specifically models equipped with the notorious Powershift dual-clutch transmission, the DCT. It's actually a great little car, fantastic on gas, and they hold their value well, except for this one common flaw. When you take it to a general repair shop, they feel the rough shifting, they hear the grinding, and they immediately jump to the most expensive conclusion: the clutch packs are failing, you need a full replacement. But the reality is often much simpler. The true failure isn't always the clutch itself, it's the TCM, the transmission control module, or more often, the wiring harness or an input sensor that manages the clutch operation. This is critical. If you just replace the clutch without checking these cheaper components first, you are going to be back in the same expensive boat 6 months from now. So, how do you know if you have the big problem or the cheap fix? Let's check the symptoms. The most obvious sign is the stuttering under light acceleration, especially in first and second gear. If you're driving in traffic, this car feels like a high schooler learning to drive stick. The other giveaway is the dash warning light, which sometimes flashes and sometimes throws a cryptic code. Now, for the real test. We're going to dive under the hood, but don't worry, you don't need a lift or complicated tools. The biggest culprit is a small temperature sensor or sometimes just a frayed connection in the wiring harness near the transmission. On these specific models, heat buildup can cause the harness insulation to crack, leading to intermittent signals to the TCM. I'm going to run a quick diagnostic check. If the code reader shows a specific sensor fault, then congratulations, you just saved about $3,700. If it is the full clutch pack failure, you've still done your due diligence and avoided unnecessary repairs. Now, let's say we confirmed it's the sensor or the wiring harness. The good news, the part itself is usually under $100. The labor to replace the wiring or the sensor is minimal. We're talking maybe $200 to $300 in total at an independent mechanic who knows this specific Powershift fault. Why does this confusion happen? The TCM is programmed very sensitively, and when it gets a weak or dirty signal from these aging sensors, it incorrectly assumes the entire mechanical clutch system is failing and shifts roughly to compensate. By replacing this cheap component, you are simply giving the TCM clean, accurate data, and the symptoms often clear right up. This is the exact reason why I always tell people when buying one of these used, demand to see the service history, and if possible, drive it extensively in city traffic, because that is where this problem rears its head. So there you have it. If you're getting the dreaded Focus DCT shade, before you authorize that $4,000 repair, demand that your mechanic check the sensor and the wiring harness first. We covered the symptoms, the diagnosis process, and the cost of the inexpensive fix. This is a car that can be great, provided you are aware of its Achilles heel and know how to manage it. Now, if you are looking for other common problems on similar used economy cars, like the notorious oil consumption issues on certain Civics, let me know in the comments below. If this video saved you a trip to the transmission shop, please hit that like button, it helps YouTube know this information is valuable. And if you're looking for more brutally honest, money-saving reviews and fixes for popular used cars, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.